Welcome to day 11 of the Journey to Greatness series that we're on and walking through together. For the last 10 days, we have walked through two different steps that are foundational and critical as we go down this path to greatness. And the first was to build your God core, that spiritual foundation, because that affects every other aspect of your life. And then the last 5 days, we were looking at protecting your relationships, because the relationships with those people around you matter so much in how you actually live your life and the experience that you have in your life. We're shifting today to our third step, which is to renew your mind. And this is an important step as well, because your mindset, your thinking impacts so much in your life. And many times we don't even know the impact that our thinking has on us. Basically, our current situation is because of our current way of thinking. What got us here is the way we think about our lives, the way we think about our work, our families, our relationships, our money, whatever it is that we're thinking about. Our thinking got us where we are today, and so to get where we want to be, we actually have to change our thinking, and that's not an easy thing to do. So we need to renew our mind. We need to have a fresh perspective. Um, and so how do we do this? Well, first we need to understand our mindset. We need to understand what it is that we need to be thinking about. And first of all, we need to realize that most of the problems that we have in our lives, they just begin in our head. It's been said that the biggest gap in our lives are really the 6 inches between our ears, because our minds affect so much about what we experience in our lives. And so many times we want better results, and yet we don't change our thinking. We keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Some people have called that insanity. So what do we need to do? We need to understand our mindset. We need to realize that it begins in our head. But we also need to understand that we have an enemy. We have an enemy that wants to steal, kill, and destroy from us. This journey to greatness really, the vision for that for me came from one of my favorite verses in the Bible, and it's John chapter 10, verse 10. Jesus said that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come to give you life to the full, or life abundantly, a rich, satisfying life. You see, the thief he's talking about is Satan, the devil, because Satan doesn't want you and he doesn't want me to live this full, rich, satisfying, abundant life. He wants us to feel beaten down. He wants us to lose like he is losing and has lost already to God. And one of the ways he does that is he attacks our minds. He attacks our thinking. You see, when you have negative, limiting beliefs in your mind, they don't come from God. They come from Satan. The doubts, the fears, the anxiety that you have, that comes from Satan. God does not give you that. God gives you power. God gives you vision. God gives you a way forward. He gives you answers to move forward. And so we need to understand that first we need to know that so much just begins in our mind, but we need to understand that we have an enemy that's attacking our mind, and that we need to overcome the enemy, that we need to trust God and overcome the enemy. And that leads us to this third part of this, understanding our mindset, is that we need to realize that we have a coach and a team with us, and that coach is God. You see, God is the coach that wants to show us the way, lead us the way of greatness. And the team is the people around us that are cheering us on, that are helping us become all that God wants us to become. So as we consider this first small step in this renewing your mind phase, we need to realize that our thinking matters so much. So what are you thinking about? Just do an assessment today to think about, your thoughts, to think about what is my default thinking. Is it positive or is it negative? Do I see good opportunities around me, or do I see the junk or the worst of the world? You see, whatever we think about is what we end up finding. Scientists have given this a name in our brains, the reticular activating system, or the RAS filter, as some have called it, and it's at the base of our brainstem, and if you're looking for something, you will find it. If you're looking for a new red sports car, you're going to start seeing them around. If you're looking for a new minivan for your family, you're going to start seeing them everywhere. If you're looking for job opportunities, you'll start to see what is out there. If you're looking for problems, you'll find them. If you're looking for negativity, it'll be everywhere. All you have to do is turn on the news, and you'll hear all that. See, whatever you're looking for is what you'll find. And so you need to understand your mindset. What are you exactly looking for? What are you allowing into your mind? Because that determines so much about your life. If you want to experience greatness in your life, if you want to be intentionally great and lead the life that God wants you to live, to have that full, rich, satisfying, abundant life, then you need to understand your mindset. So start where you are today. Evaluate what is your current mindset, and start to ask God to open your eyes to where you need to change and shift. You see, Paul, the Apostle Paul, in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, he says that the key to knowing God's will for your life is renewing your mind. Now, why would he say that if our mind didn't matter? See, God has given us our brains, he's given us our thoughts, he's given us our mindset, but we've been hijacked, we've been hacked by an enemy who wants to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to steal your dreams, steal your joy, kill everything that's good about you and about the people around you. Jesus came to give us a life that we would have as rich, full, satisfying, and abundant. So renew your mind today. Think about what is it that your thoughts drift to. You see, our default typically isn't to positive. Our default is to negative, to the fear, to the doubt, to the anxiety. So we have to be intentional with our thoughts if we're going to really experience the great life God desires for us. I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow as we continue down this path of renewing our mind. I pray that you will give some good thought today about your thinking and where your current mindset is, because I believe that once you start to see the gaps in your thinking, you'll start to be able to make steps towards really living out the life God wants for you. Take care, and I look forward to connecting tomorrow.